What is going on, guys? Hi, how you doing? Glad that you could be here. Looks like we have a few people. Looks like RV Living Life is first in the chat.
In the house.
Yes, good. Glad to have you.
Wayne and Carrie, Tigners are here.
Yeah, so glad to have you guys along. How is it going? Hopefully your week is going okay. We have some special guests. We're going to be having Nomad News, and we have a few tips. We are in Quartzsite, Arizona, and we're going to be doing some tips, and we have some people that are going to be assisting us, and they are hidden behind me because I'm covering it off. But let's introduce you. This is Jan's road tripping. Come on, guys. Yeah. that is Scott and Shauna. There you go. All right. And we also have with us Home on the Road. They are right over here. We've got, who have we got? We've got Rick. We've got Rick.
It was 18 ladies.
Yeah. Wow.
Too funny.
Why am I drawing a blank on your name? Dawn. I knew that. We've been hanging out with them for a few days, and now I'm sitting here. You know, the screen goes on, the camera goes on, and it's forget everything. You know, you just kind of lose it. And this is where I normally, when we're on camera, I talk to Karen and I say, "Where are we again?" Yeah, that's
same kind of thing.
Same kind of thing. So glad to have you guys along. We are in Quartzsite, Arizona. And we're going to be talking about Quartzsite. You know, some people haven't been here. They don't know what to expect coming to Quartzsite. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. We have some Nomad News coming up. We're going to be covering that as well. And, you know, taking your questions and answers as we go along, and hopefully able to answer everybody's questions. But this is our fourth year. Is this our fourth year in Quartzsite? And when we pulled into Quartzsite, we had absolutely, what about you guys? We had no clue where to go, what to do.
The first time?
Yeah.
This is our second year.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, you know, it can be a little bit intimidating. You try to watch as many YouTube channels as you can, and you pull in here and you go, oh my gosh, this place is huge. Where will we go? You know,
we're really here.
Yeah. So we've got some tips, some tricks. If you're coming to Quartzsite, if this is on your list of places where you want to be, we'll give you some ideas on where to go and what to do.
What to expect.
What to expect when you get here. So I'm going to turn the camera around real quick and see if we can get the sunset. And meanwhile, we're going to say hellos to everybody that's in the house, because it looks like we got Carol Sale, Marcy Webb is in the house.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're going to,
I won't even pretend to pronounce your last name.
Yep. Yep.
Welcome, Richard. Richard. Now it's Richard M. If you're the same, yes. Welcome, Wayne and Carrie. Of course, Jan's road tripping.
Yes, they are with us tonight. And see if we can get that. How's that look?
Carol.
We're running a little bit late for the sunset tonight. And I thought, well, we're just going to show it right at the beginning here and see if we can get everybody in. You know, we're not going to just take this in just for ourselves and not share it. So there you go. But I'm going to turn the camera back around.
You gotta swing it over so you can see Shauna's
Christmas tree.
Oh, the Christmas tree. We do have look at the Christmas tree. I'm not sure. It's not lit up at the moment though. Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Yeah, that's there you go.
It adjusts once you turn it.
Yeah. There you go.
Richard says, personally, I prefer the LTVA.
Oh, you know, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, because there are a number of people like the LTVA. And we'll talk about the pros and cons of both. And, you know, it works for some. It will even be in the LTVA at the next exit rally. That will be in January. And so we will be over there. We actually use the LTVA for dumping water too, and we'll tell you how we do that as well, because it does turn out to be a pretty good deal. So
Yeah, Carl Black says, "Are we going to be at Bob and Pearl's meetup?" Yes.
yes, we will be
that's
out
the
there,
one.
absolutely. So
We will.
I heard that it is filling up over there though.
Yeah, we've been talking to people.
Yeah.
And it's getting pretty busy considering the Canadians, most Canadians aren't coming down. It's still getting pretty full.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, the RV parks, driving into town, looking at the different RV parks, they all have spots. They all have a lot of spaces that are still available. So I think they are the RV parks are definitely feeling it. And I don't know if that's representative of all the numbers in Quartzsite. You know, generally the numbers are down, but it doesn't feel very crowded here. I just turned the camera around so you guys could get the sunset, but it didn't seem like normally there's going to be one or two rigs at least in the sunset screen, and there's nobody that way. So
this is our private area.
yeah, we do have people around us, but they're a long ways away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we claimed our property. They can't come on our property.
Yeah.
Except for you let us. Thank you for
Yes,
letting us.
we were invited here, and so we have do's and don'ts of Quartzsite we're going to be talking about a little bit. And I think the biggest one of Quartzsite, and one of the things that people love the most, it's not an RV park. And if you come to Quartzsite, people are very friendly, very sociable, but you don't want to pull too close to people. You know, sometimes it really is a matter of being 100 or 200 yards away. If you're any closer than that, you're kind of encroaching on them.
Their space,
Yeah.
their bubble.
Yeah, so I
Everybody
think
has their bubble.
the first no is no spoon docking. So
ask Tom and Lori about that one.
right, right.
No spoon docking.
Yeah. So we come to Quartzsite. What we did is we parked at the truck stop. There is a Love's Travel stop, and we stopped there. We jumped in the truck, our tow vehicle, and drove around and just kind of got a feel for everything. And in our case, when we first got there, the first time we got here was RTR, and we weren't sure what to expect. But I thought, well, that is a good launch pad for Quartzsite and where to go. Then we pulled into RTR, and it was crowded. There was about 3,000 people that year, and we had to park near somebody. So before we parked, though, we went and knocked on their door.
Total strangers knocked on the door, said, "Hey, you
Yeah.
you have a rig like ours. Is it okay if we park near you?"
Yeah. And you know what? They are friends to this day, and we just saw them in Las Vegas last time that we were up there. So, you know, that is where friendships are born. And if we would have just pulled in and parked, it, you know, it's like, why do you have to park so close? Even though it was RTR, there was
where everybody was pretty parked.
right,
Parked pretty close.
was parked pretty close, but.
Marcy Webb says, "Dave, have another coffee."
Yeah.
Okay, so a question in here. What are the temperatures right now?
Oh,
Carol was asking.
Who is keeping track of the temperatures? Anybody? Somebody? Nobody?
It was 70 most of the day.
Yeah, it has been 70 most of the day. It's 66 right now. And we've got jackets on, sweatshirts on.
It drops quickly when that sun goes down.
Some of us do. Some of us are really tough, and no, you know, Dawn is really tough. So
apparently.
yeah, but yeah, if there, it feels pretty good because there's no breezes. There's nothing, you know, so it feels pretty darn good. And we know you guys are having a cold chill just about everywhere north of us. So. Hopefully you guys are staying warm, because I look at the national temperature map and I go brr, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly all around.
And that is one of the reasons why people come to Quartzsite. You know, there's many reasons, and everybody has for us, it's the people. And we get to, where else in the country can we go? And we generally know people are going to kind of congregate to this area once per year. and you can almost guarantee your friends are going to be there. You know, and they still have the big tent. They have all the sales going on. It's like the biggest flea market in the world. But it's the friends, it's the people that you meet up with that is the most fun. So it's one of the reasons why, number one, people ask us where we really love to be for in the country. Quartzsite. Yeah.
Carl Black says he's coming in from Florida, so he's going to be in this area.
Oh, so glad. Definitely look us up, say hi, and if I don't know if you're going to the next exit rally or if you're just coming out to Quartzsite to say I'm coming out to Quartzsite. But yeah,
he says it's 52 in Florida.
They've had a cold spell.
Oh,
I've been watching some of the YouTubers we have that are in Florida, and boy, it's been kind of chilly in Florida. So
Jim Bertrand is here. Hi, Jim.
Hello,
he says,
Jim.
Oops, fell asleep after homemade pizza.
Oh, awesome! That is the right excuse. Football and homemade pizza. Yeah, we're good with that. So, what's another good tip?
I think the first thing I would say, depending on where you want to camp and next to, drop your rig, and if you have a big rig, and it's unhooked, and go find your spot with your vehicle.
Yeah, go find a spot.
I would say that. Figure out where you want, closer to town, out here more.
Yeah.
I think that would.
Isn't that right, Scott?
Yeah, because that's what we did for 2 days.
Yeah, for 2 days. You
You
don't have to do it for 2 days.
Some people take longer.
Some
than
people do
others.
take longer. All right. But you can. There are many places where you can park safely, and just unhook and drive around and kind of check out where you're at. Where we're at right now is, I don't know, 5 or 6 miles outside of Quartzsite. Yeah, we're off of Plimosa Road, and there's still a mess of people out here. But our nearest neighbors are
They're a ways.
Yeah, a couple hundred yards away. So
David Ninette says Yuma has been 40s, 50s for the lows at night and 70s during the day. So it's pretty close to what we're getting
pretty
here.
close. It's been getting cold at night.
Yeah, chilly.
The high 30s.
One for out here is trying to find the spot you want to find in the daytime.
Uh-huh.
Not at night.
The old not at night rule.
It's
Right.
black out here.
If you have not seen our rules, we do have our rules for full-time traveling, and one of them is not to pull in anywhere at night. Yeah.
There are no lights out here. It is the desert, very, very dark.
Yeah. So don't come in at night. Try to come in at least by noon. Go around and see what you feel comfortable with. Now they do have the LTVAs, which are a good deal. They do run about, is it $40 per 2 weeks? Is that still the same this year? Okay.
Oh yeah.
They have dump station and water. There is no power. There's no hookups there. It's not an RV park. It is basically no different than where we're parked right now, except that for the $40 and for 2 weeks, you have the availability of water and dump. And that's actually important out here. And we're going to talk about, that's one of my next ones is dump and get water before you come here. Because if you're not used to paying for water, you're going to be like me and say, I don't want to pay for water.
You want what?
You want how much? You want,
It's just water.
it's just water. And that's the other thing that you have to kind of get used to in Quartzsite is you're going to pay for water. You're going to pay to dump. And that's it. That's the other thing.
Tip.
Yeah, the other
Everybody
tip.
wants cash.
But if you get in the LTVA, you get unlimited use of the dump station and the, I got a screen popped up here. There we go. You get unlimited use of the water, the dump station, and it's a pretty good deal because typically you're going to pay somewhere around $20 or more for water and dump in town. And
the thing that's important is to have solar.
Yeah.
Solar.
We're finding that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And cash is king. A lot of these places do not take credit cards for various reasons, and you will find yourself scratching for whatever cash you have left if you didn't come here with cash. Because most of the general vendors, the big ones, the truck stops and things like that, fuel stops, they take cards. But you start going around to the different vendors and the different sales tents and things like that. No, it's cash only.
Cash, yeah.
Yep. So.
Next exit popped in. Hi, guys.
Oh, Bob and Pearl are in the house.
Edwards is from Oregon. Hello from Oregon.
Yep.
Hey.
Nope. Glad to have you here. That's our home base. That is our state of we claim it for now. We haven't changed our domicile, so we still claim Oregon.
Right.
Yeah.
Carol Sallow says currently it's 21 in Ontario, Canada, but not much snow. Cold, burr. Richard says it's -3 degrees in Fairbanks.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, that's
holy.
Yeah.
Beep.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody is staying warm. We do look at the national temperature maps, and we are glad to be here. And especially when you start seeing a lot of those negative digits right up above you. So. The LTVA, just to finish my thought on that one, was it's no different than here. The only difference is they've put an office and you have to stop and check in.
Charge booth.
And a charge booth, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's $40, or you can pay. I think it's $180. Yeah. And how long is that for?
6 months.
From September to March 15th.
Okay, so, and that's a pretty good deal, actually. It gives you some place if you want to hang out in Quartzsite the entire time that you're in the Southwest, you can stay there.
That's pretty darn cheap.
That's pretty darn cheap. Yeah.
It really is.
$25 a month.
Yeah.
It's-
25 a month?
$25 a month.
Dang.
Yeah, that's not
you
bad.
can't beat that.
And you don't have to stay there where it's busy. I mean, you can come stay out here and just drive in there like we did last year. Drive in, use the dump, get in the water, and go back to where we were parked at.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we do. We'll get a for the LTVA. We'll buy one of the 2-week passes. Now I don't know how legal that is. I don't know if you're allowed to go in there and dump, and then come back out here for another 2 weeks on the desert. And I've never gotten a clarification on that, so I don't know if I can recommend that or not. But we do it as well, and
yeah, exactly.
So, and we can typically get, depending on whether we're doing laundry and things like that, we can go in and use that dump station multiple times for that 2 weeks. So, you actually get good money's worth out of that.
Carl Black said he's got his Longhorns on in Florida, but he corrected it and said Long Johns. Love that auto-correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm surprised you own any living in Florida.
But if you're paying $20 or more every time that you dump and take on water, if you're planning on being in, Quartzsite for, that amount of time, it only makes sense that, you'd want to go and do that LTVA deal. And now, as far as the legality of whether you can come and go from the LTVA and camp outside, I don't know how that works. I don't know. Right now with COVID going on, I don't think they're checking much. So at least we haven't seen any of it.
Well, yeah, Wayne and Carrie were talking. It should be okay to pay and leave because you can always stay at one of the other LTVA areas. Because once you've paid, you can go down to that one down by Yuma and stay there for a while.
Yeah.
Come back up and stay at those for a while. So it should be fun.
Yeah, it's good at all the LTVAs. So if you're planning on just being in the Southwest anyway, and you can go from LTVA to LTVA with the same pass,
Right.
and you're
what's
covered.
The difference?
Yeah, wherever you go.
Yeah.
I just don't know if you're allowed to go from the LTVA out into the desert like where we are.
Well, you still have the
Why not?
14-day rule out here.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, you do.
And yeah, that's where I don't know if now you have to go back in. And normally, what it is, you can stay out here for 14 days, and then you have to move at least 25 miles, and you can only be in this area for 14 days out of 30 is the way that I understand that. So I, for the purposes of putting this out on video and at the live, I don't want to give bad information. And, but I can tell you that we've been here 4 days.
Us too.
And if you ask me in
Just
another
4
week,
days.
we'll be here for 4 days. So
You're bad.
I know it is bad. It is bad.
Oh.
So yeah, that be prepared to pay for water and dump. Now the interesting thing is, one of the free things that you can do in Quartzsite, trash. They do have a dump station where you can drop your trash for free. Sometimes there's a line of cars. You have
You
to
might wait a little bit.
might wait a little bit. But right down the road, it's basically just what would that be, north of Quartzsite, on 95, a couple miles, is a transfer station. You pull in there and you pull right on up, throw your stuff in the big dumpster, pull on out. They don't charge anything for that, which I'm really glad that they do that.
Yeah.
So
That's nice. Very
yeah.
nice. David Ninette said they bought the pass in Quartzsite and dumped there, and then drove to Imperial Dam in Yuma and spent the remainder of their time down there.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, it
However you
does
want to
work.
work it out.
Yeah. And you think about dumping at all these places along the way, and you have basically for the entire winter, you have dump and water available to you. So it's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. Is it different in the LTV than out here? Yes. Typically the LTVs are smaller. Out here we have wide open desert. There at the LTVAs, it's typically a smaller area that can tend to get crowded.
It can.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you might be closer than you would like to your neighbors, but again, still no excuse to spoondock. It's like, if you want to be that close to somebody you don't know, go knock on their door. Just make sure that they're okay with it.
Yeah.
You probably foster a great friendship, is my guess.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just pull in and say, this is where we're parking, you're probably going to not have a friendship out of it. So,
How true.
Yeah.
How true.
yep.
Marcy Webb says they probably just want they're glad to have the money and they don't really care.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Maybe. If you plan on staying at a park in Quartzsite, normally, now this is COVID time right now, and everything is kind of up in the air. They've closed the Canadian border. Our friends to the north can't come down, so things are a little bit quieter here than normal. Normally, though, if you plan on staying at an RV park, definitely make your reservations ahead of time. That way you have some place to go. If you just drive here expecting to pull into any old RV park, you might have trouble, because they do fill up, and they're usually at capacity, for at least for the winter months. So
Carl Black wants to know, are the scorpions bad? We've been here 4 years in a row and have never seen one.
no. And I think that's due to winter. We're usually here during the winter, and
The snakes are tucked away somewhere, and
Yeah.
I think the other critters are too.
we have seen one out of all the years and all the time of coming here. We have seen one tarantula.
Tarantula. A little bitty guy.
A little bitty guy, and he was kind of fun, although he was going towards underneath the coach, which you were a little concerned about. But so yeah, no real big deal with critters, no real big deal with flies. I did notice a couple of bees hanging around today. I don't know where they came from, but
Yeah, no.
yeah,
Hummingbird bees.
Lots of hummingbirds.
lots of hummingbirds. spend $1, get a hummingbird feeder, and
They're
put
so
it
much
up.
fun.
Yeah, because they are a source of great entertainment, I promise you.
But there is bats.
Yeah.
I like to
Yeah.
dive in.
Next exit, you guys. When you guys stay, are you talking about us? When you guys stay at the clothing optional area, do you need the LTVA fee or is that the free BLM part?
You're just asking for a friend there, Bob.
Great question.
Yeah.
I don't honestly know.
I don't know either. Does anybody know the answer to that question?
No.
I don't think anybody wants to admit they know the answer to that question. So, if you are looking for the clothing optional section, it is on the other side of the LTVA, and I don't know if that's included in the LTVA or not.
I think it might be.
But I
because
can't get Karen to go there. You don't know,
you go
but
up that road. You have to keep
I
going.
never wear pants. I'm not wearing pants for the live right now. All right.
What?
No, none of us are.
Are you supposed to wear pants?
Things you didn't know. All right.
Wish you hadn't heard.
Wish you hadn't heard.
Nice question, guys.
So no, to answer the question honestly, I don't know. I don't know if it. I don't
All
know.
I know
if
is when you go through the LTVA, if you keep going, I heard it's out that way.
yeah,
That's all I know.
it is. It is. If you went through the gates at the LTVA and just kept on driving, eventually you will see a sign that says
Clothing optional.
clothing optional past this point. There could be nude people. Is something to that effect. So.
We should take a drive.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Tom says it's the free BLM part, and if you stay there, parts are parts.
Right. I agree.
Parts are parts. Nice, Tom.
I can't get Karen to go, but I keep saying the same thing. Parts are parts. So, you know.
Where do you
Definitely
carry?
don't want to spoondock there.
No.
You're invited.
Okay, so how much water to come out with? Because I know a lot of people
Okay.
don't like traveling with
seriousness.
water. And I know there's a lot of people that are overweight to, driving in, and everything, all the axles are maxed out on what they've got on, so they don't like to travel with water. Just be prepared, you're going to pay for that. But you're typically going to make it about 2 weeks on 100 gallons of water, give or take. I mean, if
Everybody's different on their usage.
right, if you use a lot, you're going to use, you're going to have less time. If you use more,
If you're really good at scrimping on water, you can make
I think
it
we've gotten about 21 days out of ours. We have a 100-gallon
close to 4
tank.
weeks. Yeah.
So take that and look at whatever your water capacity is if you don't know, and hopefully that'll help you figure out how long that you'll be out there. But just be prepared. If you don't bring it with you, you're going to have to pay for it here.
To get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine Travel says that the Magic Circle sounds like a good place for the next moto vlog.
Yeah. There are some things you can't show on YouTube. All right. I think that would be one of them. So, and besides, I would, everybody watching the video would go blind. So,
Some things you can't unsee.
You can't unsee. No.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
Pam Edwards wants to know if any of us know if the BLM at High Jolly north of Quartzsite is filling up yet.
No.
I don't think so.
There's vacancies in every park.
Yeah, just about every park has vacancies, and
I know where that's at.
I think it's mainly because the borders are closed. Our friends to the north can't come down, and they do make up a huge majority of people that are down here normally during the winter. So not being down here this year because of COVID, it's leaving a lot of openings down there. Now, that being said, and we're going to talk about this a little bit in Nomad News, there is more people in RVs this year. And I think they're kind of filling the place of the Canadians that are normally coming down. And yeah, tons of vans, tons of every kind of rig, really, you know. So I think we're going to see more of that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that a little later on. But
there was a park offering a $50 discount though already this year because they're not full.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they
There
are
you go.
dropping
Yeah.
on prices.
So they are feeling it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when we
Okay.
walked into the stores, they said that they were feeling it, that the parks were not full.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Everybody feels it down here. You know, when you're a business down here and you basically make your income for the year in a 3-month period,
Yeah.
when you take a lot of people away from that, they're going to feel it. And so, yeah, you're probably seeing some good deals out there right now.
Probably.
Yeah. So, including sometimes it's cheaper for us to go from here to an RV park, get full hookups, dump, take on water, do our laundry, and it's about the same cost as going just to the RV pit stop. And we had power, we had some place to hook up for the night. So, all right, man, I can't.
Wayne and Carrie, if you're staying in the clothing optional, you don't have much laundry.
Right?
I bet you can make it for 21.
Can we come up with the positives of staying at the clothing optional? That would be right up there. No laundry.
No.
Right? We would prefer you took more showers, though. Thank you very much.
Too much. Okay. Next.
Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. I'm just going over my notes here. Oh, mail. How does everybody get mail here?
We don't. We don't. My son delivers it. My son will deliver it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have
We get packages and stuff through Quiet Times.
Through Quiet Times.
Quiet Time.
Yeah.
Our regular mail is South Dakota.
Yeah. Now, a lot of times traveling around the country, we use general delivery at the post office. We can have our mail forwarding sent right in a package to general delivery at most post offices. You can do that in Quartzsite. The problem is that Quartzsite is kind of a quirky little post office. And when it comes to general delivery, it's not like the other ones. They work limited hours, and there's generally pretty good lines to get anything done at the post office, including picking up any general deliveries. So what we typically do, we'll have it sent to Quiet Times, and I think last year they were charging $2.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll see about this year.
yeah, for a package. I don't know what it is this year.
$3 this year for small package, 5 for medium, and 8 for large.
Okay, so yeah,
gone up a little bit.
Yeah, 3, 5, and 8. That's still, as far as I'm concerned, a good deal.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay that $3 and be able to go in and get my package and leave than stand in a line. And I don't want to say anything bad. I've heard they're not very nice. And maybe they're just having bad day every day. I don't know what that is.
The post office?
Yeah, the post office.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But Quiet Times, hey, they're getting money, so they're glad to see you. And $3 not to have to stand in line, it's worth it. You know.
Works it for me.
Yeah. So.
Jim Bertrand said baby wipes are a necessity. Many people.
A lot of people do the baby wipes, and I tend to like the sailor showers. And turn the water on, wash off or rinse down, get wet, turn the water off, soap up, turn the water on, rinse off, turn the water off. And I could typically probably do it for less than a gallon of water, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. It's not very long though.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
especially with what we have set up.
Yep. Yep. So.
Big boy wipes are good too. Nice.
Is Quartzsite safe?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
yes.
everybody would agree here. Quartzsite is really safe. You know, I feel safer here than a lot of the RV parks that we've stayed at. You know, I maybe it's the the crowd. I don't know, but everybody, it's always felt safe.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty friendly down here too.
yeah, it really is. Cell and cell signal. We have AT&T and T-Mobile, so we have two options. We're coming to you live tonight from our AT&T, and we've heard Verizon is pretty good out here too. I don't know what you.
Yes.
5 bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can tend to get busy out here because you have 100,000 rigs and 100,000 phones or more coming out to the same area. And if your provider tends to throttle you, you may get throttled at peak times. But so far, knock on wood, I say this, we haven't had any problem.
No.
We had problems last year, but it was just in the evenings when everybody's going inside and everybody's watching TV. And
Right.
So
Yeah.
time of day matters.
Yeah, I was
Time of
gonna
day
say,
matters.
if you like streaming your Netflix at 9 p.m. at night, you might have some trouble. So.
Yeah.
But if you just periodically watch YouTube videos or watch a show during the day or something like that, you're probably not going to have any problem at all.
Yeah.
So.
And a good way to check your internet too when you get here, and before you unpack everything, I turn my phone on, turn YouTube on, and if YouTube plays, you have good internet.
Yeah.
If
typically.
it doesn't, you might want to keep moving on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Google also, you can always Google speed test. That will come up on any of your browsers, and it's a real quick click button. It'll tell you what your speed is doing, download and upload, and that'll tell you pretty quick too. So we typically need about 1.5 up. Anytime we go below that, we start getting nervous for the lives. So
at least 1.5 to do a live.
Yeah.
Consistently.
Yeah. How are we doing on time? We're doing pretty good. If you guys have any questions about Quartzsite, definitely throw them out there because that's what we're here to do is share. And I'm going to see if I can give us a little more light here because we're starting to run out of light. And
I'll turn my light on.
Yeah, that's got a little bit there. We're hiding in the door.
We're hiding in the dark.
We're hiding in the door. Waiting.
We turn the one behind us.
Yeah, well, we can try it out and see how if
We'll
it's too much.
Any better?
Wayne and Carrie were thinking about upgrading to YouTube so you can download videos for the times that we're not able to get signal. Well, what we do, we have Netflix, same kind of thing. While we're in signal, we will download the shows that we watch and save them for the times that we don't have signal, and that works really good for us. So I imagine you guys have the YouTube TV kind of thing.
Subscription, yes.
Yeah, so that would probably work the same, I imagine. Can you download videos while you're on a signal, and then can you watch them when you're off signal?
You can on your phone.
Okay, just on your phone.
On your
That's
phone.
the same with Netflix. Yeah.
There we go. Now we can see everybody.
Hey! Look at that.
And I can actually read my notes. How's that?
Oh, yeah, you got the notes tonight. So. No, they look all right. They're doing all right. Yeah. Richard says paying for YouTube is a good deal. The biggest YouTube delays seem to come from the ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to get away from ads.
Yeah, and the YouTube you guys avoid the ads though, right? If you're paid, if you have the YouTube premium or
Yeah.
pay. Yeah.
Okay, no ads.
Nice.
All
We
right.
don't have the premium, so we have to watch ads.
Oh.
Nice. All right. How about some nomad news? We do have some nomad news going on. You, me, and the RV. I don't know if you guys watch them. They do have a live coming up on 12/12. I'm not sure what day that is, 5 p.m. And so we'll give them a little bit of shout out. You, me, and the RV. They had a video about taking care of veterans, and they followed them going through a build and giving this to injured veterans and so forth. It's a project that is out there, and it was pretty cool video. I really enjoyed that. So they have a live coming up on 12/12. I don't know what day
Well,
that
it's
is,
the
but
6th today,
it's
so
yeah. So it'd be a Saturday.
Saturday, next
5
Saturday.
5 p.m. So
Okay.
we'll probably check them out and see what's going on.
Imagine Travels wants to know about local channels.
I just texted them. Yes,
Okay.
you can get all local channels. So with YouTube TV, when you move around, you're allowed to move around 3 times. And so we get here, I put my phone on location, it automatically puts in the Phoenix area, so I get local channels wherever I
Alright.
want to go. Now, after your 3rd time, you call up YouTube TV, you tell them that you travel, they switch it for you like that. It's the best customer service out there. There's no contract, and you can pause it for 2 weeks, and you don't have to cancel it. You don't get charged, so you can pause it, stop it whenever. So it's just
You
great.
get all the sports channels.
All the sports channels, you can
Nice.
record as many shows at once.
Nice.
Ooh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
$69.99
Yeah.
a month.
So there's
Yeah.
a shout out for YouTube TV, right?
No
Yeah.
satellite dish to
We
do
are
it.
not sponsored by YouTube TV,
I have,
No,
but
I have no idea if there's anything you can pick up with a TV antenna.
I don't think any of us have kicked up an antenna to see what we
No.
can get out here, and
No,
I
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like there's so much to do without watching TV that we
Yeah, Imagine Travels was asking about off air through the antenna.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if there's any channels out here or
I
not.
haven't tried. We usually do, but
Yeah.
we haven't yet.
Yeah. Nomad news. All right. Well, we have uh, the big news is the California closures, and again, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, is shutting everything back down again. Kind of started that this week, didn't he? And they're including campgrounds, including
Right. Real
yeah.
quick, Marcy asked about that earlier, but I knew we were going to cover it. So here's the answer to your question, Marcy.
Yeah. So a lot of people in California are coming out. We're kind of curious if we're going to see more, influx into Quartzsite, since a lot of them are heading for warmer weather and just to try to get out of California. So
There's a lot going on in California, and you're going to see effects.
yeah. So we're waiting to see that, and then I don't know if we're actually seeing it now, but yeah, they're getting out of California. So
Can't blame them.
they're just broad new restrictions, and I think people are just trying to escape it all. And
The big tent is still on.
the Big
as
Tent,
far
That's
as
what I was gonna
everybody
Yeah.
knows, so
yeah, the Big
Yeah.
Tent event is still on here. I guess they will have a way that you have to go through, and
Directional,
a directional,
one way only.
yeah,
That's fine.
and masks
fine.
required and
Yes.
and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But all of what California is doing, the whole shutdown, a lot of people are upset, having a fit about it, and
Right.
yeah,
and some of those are businesses that literally are required to and being forced to shut down, and
not happy.
yeah, they I don't blame them. They're
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So how does that affect RVers? Well, if you're trying to find some place to camp, someplace, This is going to affect a lot of new RVers, people that have just bought RVs, and they're trying to find some place to go, and they're going to find that they're not allowed to go there. The state parks, the parks aren't allowing any overnight stays. No, it says literally on the governor's order, no overnight stays at parks and campgrounds,
Right.
except for homeless. It's making an exception for homeless. So I guess if you're in California, tell them you're homeless. You know, and maybe you'll get in. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
no, Tom was just saying no overnight camping allowed in California.
Yeah.
But weekly and monthly are fine.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, weekly and
That's
monthly.
what he said.
Go figure.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's where they are, so they should know.
Right. Yeah.
Wayne and Carrie asked, is there a limit on the number of LTVA passes that they will sell?
I don't think so. I
I
haven't heard of one.
Heard of that.
Yeah.
But it's a good question.
It is a good question.
We might look into that.
Yeah.
One note on that LTVA thing, it's cash only and it's exact cash.
Exact cash.
If you don't have
only.
exact cash, they'll turn you away to go get cash.
Right. Yeah. There is no, they don't take credit cards, and I don't think they take checks, do they?
No.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they do.
Oh, they take
They
checks.
checks.
Okay. If anybody still has a checkbook,
What is that?
you could
Yeah.
write a
A
check
what?
there if you wanted. But
But they said it could take 2 to 3 months to get it drafted out of your bank.
Really?
oh well,
Oh.
Because they
Tom?
only come by every so often and empty the Iron Man.
oh,
Yeah.
go figure.
It's in a vault.
Go
Oh.
figure. Yeah.
Tom was saying the order actually mentioned full timers can
Yes.
stay overnight.
I
That's
didn't
what
see
he's
full timer, so
it
to
mentioned
know.
full timers can stay overnight.
yeah, yeah. I the only ones that I saw the exception for were homeless, and
Jim
So-
Bertrand says, "Good one, Dave. You just created a plethora of homeless RVers."
doing my part for the homeless society. All right, you know.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. But where are we going with this? Well, the manufacturers were polled, and they are predicting for 2021 a bumper stock of new RVs being sold for 2021. Over 500,000 RVs.
More buyers.
And it is
Lots more buyers.
due to more buyers. You have a lot of people out there that have lost their homes, have lost their jobs. They really don't have any other place to turn, and they're going to RVs. And so I think we're going to see a lot of them come out here. We're going to see a lot of them out in the full-time community. And, you know, it's going to, there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, I think, because a lot of them don't know the, you know, the kind of the unspoken rules of full-time RVing. Don't pull up next to somebody, you know.
Yeah.
They're thinking in their house they were 5 feet away from their neighbor. So
why not be that way?
right, yeah. Yeah, but they are predicting over 500,000 new RVs will be sold next year. And that's going to be a whole lot of new buyers out there that are going to be coming out here kind of learning and figuring out. So I guess we're going to have to learn the art of patience. So
a little bit.
of those, so they also polled, and this is per RVtravel.com. They during that poll, it was of those people, could you go without hookups? And of those polled, 28% said that they could go indefinitely with no hookups. 70, that leaves 72% of those new RV buyers out there that are not, they
not
feel they can do it
prepared.
limited for maybe a weekend, but they couldn't do any more than, say, a week. Maybe some of them were 2 weeks, but that was it. That means there's going to be a lot of parks filled up. There's going to be a lot
Total
of
hookup.
lot of new RVers out there that are looking for, you know, someplace to hook up. So if you have Thousand Trails or RPI or some of those other ones, the memberships out there, it may get harder to find a spot at some of those parks.
True story.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's already evident
yeah,
from what we've heard from other YouTubers who used to just go and get into these parks that they love and now have had trouble
yeah,
trying to
Yeah.
get in because they're full.
yeah, yeah. So I guess we will see, but the
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know. We'll
you
see
never
how it
know.
goes.
You never know. So I think that wraps it up for Nomad News. That's all that I had. The winds are still polishing on their boat. They're cleaning the hull on their boat. The last video that we've got, we've all gone with the winds. And I'm never, we can't go out. We can't buy a boat. We can't go out. I can't work. I work on my rigs enough.
Can you imagine a boat?
Oh my gosh, I'm
No.
working on that thing all the time. So yeah, I don't know that I want to invite that on myself. Motorhome Experiment is still down in Mexico having fun, and
Yeah.
even though the Canadian border is closed, they managed to get a whole caravan going down there to Baja. So as far as I know, it's still essential services that are the only ones that are allowed to go down and cross the border in Algodones. And I don't know how that is for the entire Mexican border, but there you go.
Yeah.
So
You go down to get your teeth fixed, and you come back 2 months later.
well, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Jim wants to know if motovlog is in the works. Nothing just
Nothing yet. I'm trying to. I'm really dying to go out and do a moto vlog. I'll tell you, and I said it last week. We've been toying with a new audio system. We lost our audio on the GoPro, which has really made it difficult to do just general videos, let alone a moto vlog. And
Yeah.
so we do have a new one, and that is in the works. And hopefully I'll be able to jump on the bike because I'm really dying to get riding. And
Since we're here.
yeah, and we'll get to do some riding around Quartzsite here. So, but with new problem, we lost a seal went bad on the rear axle of the
It's not
truck,
one
the
thing,
pickup
it's
truck.
another.
Yes.
The pickup is down.
So if you're familiar with replacing a pinion seal on a Dodge Ram, that's what I'm doing this week. So
and finding parts in little old Quartzsite.
in little old Quartzsite, yeah. So
Bob and Barbara. Bob was saying Thousand Trails in Orlando just put in 168 new concrete pads with electric and water.
wow, that's big.
And wow,
That's a lot of spaces. That's a lot of spaces.
Holy cow!
That was one of the few parks we didn't stay at while we were down in California or
No.
In Florida.
Florida, yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't get there.
Yeah,
but
we did go down there and
dang.
hang around and got to go to Disney World. We stayed at about 2 parks, I think, in that area. But Orlando, the Thousand Trails Orlando, we didn't. So,
Hi, Lucy.
yeah. Whoa, Nellie is in the house.
She popped and said, "Oh, looky, lots of friends."
Yep, glad to see you.
Hi, Lucy.
Oh.
Oh, pinion seal replacement easy if you have the parts.
That's
That's
I've
the
got
trick.
the tools and I know how to do it. I go down to the auto parts store and got the parts, brought it back, got it apart. It's the wrong part. Apparently they made 2 axles on that vehicle, an 8.5 inch and a 9 1/4 inch. Why do I know this? Because mine is a 9 1/4 and the seal that I got is for an 8.5. So
Of course.
yes, more stuff that I really didn't want to learn, but now I know.
Blame it on the gremlin.
It is the gremlin. He has moved from the coach to the truck.
I'm going to create a little gremlin doll and I'm going to kick that sucker every time.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Just kind of getting used to him. You know, he's part of the trip.
He
So,
is. Oh,
but
swear.
hopefully we got your questions. Hopefully we got everybody's questions. And if we didn't answer your questions, definitely say something, because you know, occasionally we get talking and you may have asked a great question. We just missed it.
We gotta find a space to insert the question.
Right, right.
Yeah, always repeat it. If it didn't get answered, you can repeat it and any number of times.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Chip Bertrand says, "Stomp the gremlin doll."
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, it needs to be stopped,
I will.
run
I
over.
Swear I will.
We will use him as a wheel chalk so he can't move.
A gremlin blog in the works.
There you go.
Bring it to Quartzsite in January and we'll all put a pin in it. I like that idea.
Just as long as he doesn't do more. You know, I've got my hands full enough. I really don't want him doing more.
It's like a voodoo doll.
Yeah, so hopefully it slows him down and not speeds him up.
How come no one is drinking?
Oh, we got it.
Oh, we've been. Yeah.
When are we not?
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
And somebody introduced us to peanut butter whiskey.
Oh my God.
Oh, bad stuff.
There are some things that are just wrong. Peanut butter whiskey is
Who's
wrong.
got it?
All right, but
Is
these
it
guys
back here?
love it.
Oh,
So
damn.
all right.
They threatened to bring it on camera and start
it's coming
drinking.
out.
Dang, I mentioned it.
Last word, here comes.
Lucky dog. Hey guys.
I told him that.
So,
There we go.
Yeah, right.
I do.
Are you,
Not
we are there.
sponsored by Screwball. I'm not sure if you can read it.
Quartzsite.
Peanut butter whiskey. That is. Hey, I'm sorry. That's just wrong.
What's the second bottle?
Get their second bottle.
Yeah.
Dang, and there's how much left?
Oh. No.
Oh.
No. I want my whiskey made by some cranky guy in Tennessee. All right. And I want them to all sit around and go, peanut butter whiskey. What the hell?
I know why this is peanut butter whiskey.
Why?
Oh no.
No, what?
Never mind.
Maple whiskey is a big thing.
Yes, the flavored whiskeys. I'm sorry, I just don't buy into it. There's some things you shouldn't.
Tom says, Scott, take a chug and pass it.
No.
Oh, come on, you guys, let's do it.
No.
Hey, get overachiever.
Reese's shots. I've not heard of
Reese's
shots.
shots.
You have to mix
Oh,
chocolate.
Oh, I got chocolate.
What would that take? Would that do, like chocolate
Chocolate
schnapps or
and-
something?
Well, with the peanut butter and the
butter.
chocolate.
That's
Oh.
like
That's definitely peanut butter.
that's like Reese's Pieces with
No
whiskey.
COVID here.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
For them.
We're passing wipes along with it.
Hey, no COVID in this camp.
That's what I was saying. You know, alcohol is self-sanitizing. No,
don't hand it to me. I know. It didn't come from some guy with a gray, really white, long ZZ Top beard living up in the hills of Tennessee. I don't want it. All right.
Do peanut butter.
He was probably drinking
Oh
Jim
my.
Beam and dropped his Reese's peanut butter cup in his
Ooh, maple.
whiskey.
No.
Oh,
I have my
gosh.
rules, but that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. My gosh, it goes so fast.
It does.
Yeah. Hopefully we got you.
everyone for coming.
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate you guys. Oh my gosh, you know that we are asked often if we like doing the lives. We really do.
We do.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun, and it goes by
Oh.
so fast. And these guys, they didn't want to participate.
We
Yeah,
were
and
kind of
it-
hesitant.
yeah.
I was like,
No.
come
How
on,
was it?
girls.
Was it okay?
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
leave it up to
Shout
you.
out.
And
I'm
thank
so
you for
glad
the
that you
shout-out
guys
and invite.
decided to join us because it was really fun to, you know.
It's always up to you if you're comfortable.
Yeah, yeah. hopefully, if you're coming to Quartzsite, definitely look us up. We are on our village, on our endeavor. It's really easy to get a hold of us. Send us a friend request, send us a message, and we'd love to meet up with you. That's part of Quartzsite, is meeting up with people and making new friends. But we're gonna wrap this one up. Live life full time. You guys all take care and try to stay warm.
Yeah.
Peanut butter whiskey apparently works.
It works.
I don't know what that is. So we'll see you guys all
See y'all
next
later.
week. Take care, guys. Bye bye. Oh my God.